Bullshit tonight, bullshit tonight, BS. I'm the Godfather Soldier from Slim, and name my topic tonight is called Terrible in Toronto. Will Royal Rumble 2026 be worth watching this Saturday afternoon? That's my topic tonight. Before I do, I'm gonna open the show a little bit something. I'm gonna open the show with this number one single from 1986 called the Super Bowl Shuffle. Now, the reason why I'm playing this song for all of you today because um, 40 years ago today, this one of the best 40 years ago, this team defeated this team won the Super Bowl, became the Super Bowl champions at Super Bowl 40. But I'm not gonna tell you. I'm getting to my history and birthdays. So stick around. Right back. Get the music playing. Yep, the Super Bowl shuffle. All we just heard, um, 40 years ago. Super Bowl stuff shuffle off. All you just heard because this great tag, the Super Bowl team won the Super Bowl, Super Bowl 20 on this day. This team, by the Super Bowl shuffle by the Chicago Bears. All you just heard. So let's get down to business. Yeah, we get back some breaking news. Mick Foley's got some terrible news that that Mick Foley's mother died after a following battle with dementia. My thoughts and prayers. I'm really sad about the passing of his mother. All I can say is may God rest her soul. I'm really sorry about your passing, Mr. Foley. May she have a nice day. As your catchphrase. May she have a nice day. God rest her soul. So, thoughts and prayers. Okay, then, now, forever, together. The WWE leads us in the show. It should begin. It should be. I think this should be called WWE Then, Now, Forever, Together, and Dead. In my opinion, because tonight we just got a terrible show. Video highlights are shown from the Riyadh season stadium in Saudi Arabia, which is built to the house to Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble takes place this Saturday. Pre-show arrivals. Women's World Champion Stephanie Vicari is in the building. She'll be in the 6-woman tag team match tonight. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods are shown getting their hair done. Big Bronson Reed is with Logan Paul. Austin Theory, Paul Heyman, and Braun Breaker, who is here to discuss his suspension with Raw GM Aaron Pierce. We go live to Scotia Bank Arena. AJ Styles addresses his career-threatening match on Saturday. AJ Styles makes his way to the ring with an enormous pop. Styles looks moved by the reaction. By the way, I'm also going to give you all my predictions, by the way, for Saturday's Royal Rumble, by the way. So I'm saying AJ Styles makes his way to the ring to an enormous pop. Styles looks moved by the reaction. Styles stands in the ring and looks around. Styles shouts, "Welcome to Monday Night Raw!" That's Vince McMahon's catchphrase. Styles says that it feels good to say there is a man in the back who would claim that would be the last time he'll ever say it. The crowd boos. Gunther claims he's not going to end Styles' WWE career at the Royal Rumble. That's his plan, but Styles isn't going anywhere. Styles has made clear that 2026 will be the year he retires. He isn't talking about retiring because he's trying to upset the crowd. He's saying it so they can enjoy it together. John Cena showed him that it can take a year to say goodbye. 2025 was the year of John Cena. There's no reason why 2026 can't be the year of AJ Styles. There are locker rooms of men that he would have wrestled one more time. Styles wants to be world champion one more time. The crowd cheers that. Styles is saying that Gunther isn't good. His back is against the wall. Well, Styles is saying that Gunther isn't phenomenal. Well, the man's a beast. No one can make him stop him. Then World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk makes his way to the ring to a huge reaction. The crowd loudly sings his theme song before chanting his name. Punk asks the crowd as the crowd has figured out why he's out here. Punk says he's known AJ Styles for 22 years. They've been friends and enemies. In 2026, there's nothing but respect between them. Punk has to publicity asking what he's doing. Punk putting his career on the line against Gunther if it doesn't go his way. Phenomenal One's career is over. For guys like them, there's still a lot of gas in the tank and moments to make. There's still time to ask if it's great to be alive on a Monday night in Toronto. Punk has watched watched Styles' career for the entirety. Punk watched the match on Saturday and thought stakes was too high. Styles asked Punk if he thinks he can beat Gunther. Punk says he wouldn't say that. Punk knows he can beat Gunther. He saw him do it a few weeks ago. They also saw Styles not get his hand raised. If it doesn't go Styles' way on Saturday, that means Punk and Styles will never go one-on-one in the WWE ring. Styles says he knows Punk doesn't mean that way, but it comes across as disrespectful. Punk says he's being selfish, not disrespectful. Styles has a suggestion. The crowd starts to buzz. Styles says he knows he can beat Gunther. He knows he can beat Punk. Punk says that if it doesn't go Styles' way on Saturday, he doesn't get to prove that he can beat him. Punk doesn't know what to do. Styles thinks about it and says, so let's just say we do the fight tonight. The crowd roars. Styles says if he beats Punk, then beats Gunther, then he's the #1 contender for that title. Punk thinks about it as the crowd buzzes. Punk says, AJ, Toronto, I've been wanting this title for November the 1st. I say that I was going to be fighting a champion. They're going to do this tonight in Toronto. It's going to be for the belt. The crowd explodes with a yes chant. Punk recaps by saying, live on Netflix from the Scotia Arena Bank in Toronto, it'll be AJ Styles versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. They got a main event. Punk and Styles shake hands. Styles is fired up as Punk walks off. Highlights are shown from this past weekend's Saturday night's main event. Raquel Rodriguez, Roxanne Perez, and Liv Morgan and Judgment Day make their way to the ring. They'll face Women's World Champion Stephanie Vicari and WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Rayo next. Commercial break. Michael Cole and Corey Graves break down all the events for Royal Rumble weekend in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And all I can say, if any terrorists attack gets shot and killed, or the crowd gets killed, it'll be on Triple H. So I don't know why they want to have it in Saudi, because it could mean, if terrorists might get gunned down, or any superstars or the referees might get shot down, and it could lead to WWE's downfall, because I don't know why in the world they're recession with Saudi Arabia. I know some of you agree. 6-woman tag team match. Judgment Day, Raquel Rodriguez, Roxanne Perez, and Liv Morgan versus the Women's World Champion Stephanie Vicari and WWE's Women's Tag Team Champions Rayo. Referees Eddie Adango. It'll be Io Sky starting against Roxanne Perez. Perez slaps her, so Sky hits the ropes hard, doing some handsprings, trips her, and punches her in the face. Raquel Rodriguez distracts Sky, and Perez takes her down, punching away at her. Liv Morgan tags in and stomps Sky. Rodriguez tags in, hits some back elbows in the corner. Morgan tags in and goes for a scoop slam. Sky slides off and tags Vicari in. Vicari hits Morgan with a drop kick, followed by a clothesline. Vicari sends Morgan into the ropes and avoids a sunset flip. Vicari hits the leg for a 2 count. Vicari goes for a SVB, but Morgan gets out. Vicari fights back and hits a vertical suplex. Perez tries to distract her, as does Raquel Rodriguez. Vicari knocks them both down. Vicari takes it to Morgan and hits a back suplex. Vicari, who was returning to action after a minor injury, starts up with a devil's kiss, but Rodriguez kicks in and kicks her in the ribs. And go to commercial break. Back from commercial, Perez hits Vicari with a springboard moonsault for a near fall. That was close. Perez wrenches the arm and sends her to the corner. Vicari boots her back and fights Morgan and Rodriguez off. Vicari then kicks Perez in the face. Vicari crawls to the corner, but Morgan pulls Sky off the apron. Perez attacks Vicari. Ripley approaches Morgan, but Rodriguez sneaks up from behind and sends her into the ring. Perez sends Vicari to the corner and hits a running uppercut. Rodriguez tags in and charges, but Vicari sidesteps her. Morgan quickly tags in, but Vicari hits a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Sky tags in as does Perez and hits as does Perez. Sky hits some Shatai uppercuts followed by a flapjack. Sky drop kicks Perez off the apron. Perez reverses a whip to the corner, but Sky twists the apron and kicks her in the face. Sky goes up top to the top and hits a huge missile drop kick for doing a kip up. The crowd goes wild as Sky gets them going. Sky hits a bullet train attack on Perez before stepping on her, heading to the top rope. Sky lands on her feet often over the moonsault as Perez pulls Perez away. Sky quickly hits a butterfly backbreaker on Perez. Perez holds the apron, but Sky drags her back into the ring. The referee fixes the apron as Perez rakes Sky in the Sky's eyes. Morgan tags in. Perez hits a head scissors into a cold breaker from Morgan. Perez finishes her with a Russian leg sweep. Perez tags for care with a crossbody off the apron. Morgan picks up a 2 count. Sky avoids oblivion, but Morgan pulls her back and Sky kicks her away and tags in Ripley.
Into the ring tonight by Tyrus and his wife, Reby.
Ripley comes into a huge ovation and hits some short arm clotheslines. Ripley kicks Morgan before hitting a fallaway slam. Rodriguez runs in, but Ripley ducks some strikes and headbutts her. Ripley hits Morgan with a razor's edge into Rodriguez. Ripley counters out of the pop rocks and knees her in the face before hitting a stiff lariat. Ripley superkicks Rodriguez, but Rodriguez drops her on the apron. Ripley knocks her back and goes to the top rope for a missile dropkick on Rodriguez. Morgan approaches Ripley, but Ripley strikes her. Morgan gets out of a riptide. Morgan boots her back and goes for a second tower for a tornado DDT. Spiking Ripley on her head. 1-2. Sky breaks up the pin. Perez hits a head scissor take facebuster on Sky. Perez hits Perez with an defeat. Rodriguez boots Vaquer and tries for a Tijuana bomb, but Vaquer lands on the apron. Vaquer gets Rodriguez out of the ring and goes onto the top rope. Vaquer nearly slips and she catches herself and hits a crossbody block on the floor on Rodriguez. In the ring, Morgan goes for oblivion on Ripley, but Ripley blocks it. Perez blind tags in and chop blocks Ripley. Perez hits a head scissor before Morgan goes for a cold breaker. Sky hits Morgan with a missile drop kick as Morgan holds her up. Ripley headbutts Perez and hits the riptide for the win. Winners by pinfall: Stephanie Vaquer and Rayo. Vaquer may have re-injured her ankle on the dive, but she is hobbling a bit. Honestly, I think I feel like I think Liv is going to eliminate Roxanne this Saturday on purpose because she is jealous. Well, I'm going to get to that. I'm going to deal with that later. Video last week on Raw: CM Punk defeated Finn Balor in Belfast, Ireland, to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. The backstage segment: World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk is walking backstage when Finn Balor stops him. Balor says he wanted to be champion, but Punk wasn't part of one of his best career highlights. Punk picked him up and gave him his flowers at the end. Balor thanks him. Punk says it takes 2 to tango. Balor earned his title opportunity. Punk thinks Balor is one of the best. Punk says Balor needs to think about leaving the Judgment Day. Punk asks what Balor wants his legacy to be. He'll never be champion hanging out with garbage like Dirty Dum Dum. If he wants another title shot, Balor can win the Royal Rumble, and Punk will see him in Las Vegas. Punk walks off, leaving Balor with a lot to think about. In the arena, the Division makes their way to the ring. Austin Theory is dressed to compete. Commercial break. A commercial shows Paul Heyman bothering Triple H about the WWE 2K26 cover star before it was revealed to be none other than Triple H. Braun Breaker addresses his suspension with Adam Pearce. Division consisting of Big Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, Austin Theory, Braun Breaker, and WWE Hall of Famer Paul Heyman are standing in the ring. Heyman says the Vision are here up to star power of Monday Night Raw on Netflix. Heyman refers to Toronto as a second-class city. If they keep booing, this will go on all night. Heyman says he brought along the highest prospect of 2026, 2027, 2028. Austin Theory, he is the master of the tsunami, who has his victory after victory over Roman Reigns, Big Bronson Reed. Give me a break. He brought along with him the single most famous personality on the face of the planet today, the Maverick, Logan Paul, or say the Mofo Logan Paul. Yeah, right. Fuck Austin Theory. Heyman also brought along the reason they are sold out on Monday Night Raw. Braun Breaker removes his hood and looks a little upset. Breaker is here for a face-to-face meeting with Raw GM Aaron Pierce. Heyman thanks Mr. Pierce for the offer, but before he comes out, Heyman wants to examine why this face-to-face meeting was necessary. Example number 1. 2 weeks ago, Raw General GM Aaron Pierce put his hands on Braun Breaker first. Heyman says it is conduct unbecoming of an executive world of wrestling entertainment. You can all watch Unreal if you want, but that is not the behavior fitting for an executive running Monday Night Raw. Example number 2. Last Monday on Raw, allegedly Aaron Pierce left Brock Knuckles for Rey Mysterio to hit Austin Theory in the face. Penta beat Theory because of Aaron Pierce. Raw GM Aaron Pierce comes to the ring. Heyman tells everyone to stand, give the middle finger, and boo Pierce. Wow. Really? Pierce gets in the ring and says he is not here to make excuses and isn't sorry for wearing his heart on his sleeve. And Pierce can acknowledge that things got way out of hand. Pierce is man enough to acknowledge to Breaker that things got way out of hand because he put his hands on him first. Pierce apologizes and pledges everyone that it will not happen again. Heyman holds Breaker back and starts to speak, but Pierce stops him. Pierce says he knows Heyman wants him to lift Breaker's suspension and put him in the Royal Rumble. It's already done. What else does Heyman need? Heyman says that's a good deal and looks for a handshake. Pierce chuckles, but he doesn't shake his hand. Pierce says Heyman is such a great negotiator, so he'll take it a step further. Logan Paul, Big Bronson Reed, and Austin Theory are all in the Royal Rumble. Why he's at it if it weren't for brass knuckles? Theory would have been victorious. Theory needs a chance at redemption against the Hall of Famer. Tonight in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Austin Theory will be gone one-on-one with Rey Mysterio. WWE Hall of Famer heads to the ring with Penta and Dragon Lee by his side. Mysterio shakes his hand with Pierce. Austin Theory Division, Big Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman versus Rey Mysterio with Penta Lee and Dragon Lee. Referees Rod Zapata. Join this match in progress. Mysterio hits Theory to bring springboard Hurricanrana. Theory pops up and hits Mysterio with a back elbow. Theory mounts Mysterio and punches away at him. Theory talks trash to the crowd and sends Mysterio into the ropes. Mysterio slides through his legs and drop kicks him in the knee. Theory blocks a whip, and so Mysterio goes for a head scissor. Theory counters with a lung blower. Theory goes for a rear chin lock. Mysterio fights up. Theory takes him down and keeps the rear chin lock. Mysterio fights up, but Theory hooks the side headlock. Theory pulls the mask and punches Mysterio in the forehead. Theory rips at the mask again and punches him in the face. Theory continues to pull the mask, but Mysterio gets away. Mysterio kicks Theory in the midsection and boots him in the face, putting the prospect in position. Mysterio goes for a 619, but Theory moves out of the way. Mysterio goes onto the apron for a flying senton, but Theory catches him. Mysterio counters with a hurricane into the ring post. The Vision goes over, but Penta and Dragon Lee stops them. Mysterio hits Theory with a senton on the floor and smacks Reed in the back of the head. The referee mentions the Drag Division and Mysterio Penta Lee and tell him to suck it. Then go to commercial break. Back from break, Theory hits Mysterio with a fallaway slam. Theory slices Mysterio and charges. Mysterio steps aside. Mysterio hits the ropes and hits a head scissor takeover. Mysterio punches Theory in the corner and does the 10 punches. Theory lifts him out of the corner. Mysterio slides off. Mysterio goes for a springboard crossbody block, but Theory punches him out of midair. Theory connects with Texia for a near fall. Theory lifts Mysterio and puts him in the corner. Theory puts Mysterio on the top rope, but Mysterio elbows him away. Theory gets him in the electric chair, but Mysterio pulls him off over the top rope. Theory lands on his feet and still has Mysterio on his shoulders. Mysterio spins and hits a Hurricanrana leg into the LED ring apron. Logan Paul attacks Dragon Lee. Penta and Lee fight him off and hit Reed with a stereo super kicks. Reed quickly catches Lee and throws him into the barricade. Paul attacks Penta before Mysterio hits a baseball slide. Theory quickly hits Mysterio with a stomp for the win. Win via pinfall, Austin Theory. After the match, Breaker attacks Penta. Lee attacks, but Paul punches him in the face with his loaded fist. Paul holds Lee up and Breaker spears him down. The referee is tending to Mysterio on the apron. Mysterio looks injured. Paul goes to the top rope and hits the Paul from Grace. Breaker then spears Penta down. Reed sets Penta up and goes to the top rope for a tsunami. Reed and Paul hold Penta up and Breaker hits a super spear. Michael Cole wonders, I don't believe this. I don't know why Austin Theory, give me a break. I hope he get his ass thrown out. Michael Cole wonders where Adam Pearce is going to stop this. Cole speculates that the phone call he got last week to make him hesitant to hand out punishment to the Vision. Video, Natalya explains why she did what she did to Maxine Dupree. Natalya says she made Maxine Dupree, but Dupree failed. Dupree didn't fail herself. She failed Natalya. Dupree is just like the rest of them. She thinks that she roared with a legend. She can roar like one. That will never happen again. This is a new Natalya. Because when she is done with Dupree, she's coming for Raw. Natalya says because Natalya elevates, but Natty decimates. Natty, Natalya, why don't you just shut up? Why don't you just shut the hell up and go and just go to your and just shut the hell up and go to just shut up and just think about your father, the Anvil. Tired of because you don't treat people like this. You can't treat Maxine this way. I don't know who do you think you are, but I don't know who you think you don't treat people like this. You're gonna go ahead and you go ahead and be like all the people, be like all the other people you be like all the other women who bully Maxine. People like Candice LeRae. People like Becky. Now you want to be like her now. Why don't you just retire? See, this is why WWE is abusive. guess she just retired. Her bullying someone who be like a sister or a mother to Maxine. She's old news. Backstage segment: a furious Raquel Rodriguez is looking for Stephanie Vicaire. She finds her and they start to brawl before WWE officials break them up. Backstage, a furious Raquel Rodriguez is looking for Stephanie Vicaire. She finds her and they start to brawl before WWE officials break them up. Pray to God they did not have Raquel win the Royal Rumble. I feel like WWE might. Commercial break. Video: Roman Reigns declares for the Royal Rumble. Video: Michael Cole sat down with Gunther earlier today and asked him why he wanted AJ Styles' career. Why rob the fans for a full year of moments? Gunther says he's sick and tired of these old timers overstaying their welcome, chasing one moment after the other. These moments belong to Gunther. Bill Goldberg was chasing for a moment and Gunther took it all away from him. John Cena was chasing a moment for the whole year. What did they talk about? Well, Cena gave up his last match against Gunther. As for AJ Styles, he's an idea for a farewell tour. Gunther is interested in Styles, taking moments from Gunther. Speaking of old timers, Cole falls into that category. How long will Cole stick around to chase another moment? Gunther could end Cole's career right now, but he won't. On Saturday, he wants Cole to sit there at the Royal Rumble. He wants Cole to call out that match and say the career of the phenomenal AJ Styles is over. Gunther chuckles and says it will be great. Yeah, run your mouth, Gunther. You really think you can intimidate and bully somebody like Michael Cole who was just doing his job? Think again. But I don't think AJ Styles. I feel like AJ Styles is not going to beat Gunther. I feel like with Gunther, that's somehow WWE might shove him in our throats. Video: AJ Styles versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight title. Tonight's main event was we'll see CM Punk defend against the World Heavyweight Championship against AJ Styles. What it could be Styles' final match on Raw. Arena Concourse. World Tag Team Champion main event. Jey Uso is in the arena concourse by himself. Jimmy Uso is nowhere to be seen. Jey Uso gets in the crowd yeeting. Uso will be in #1 contenders match next. Commercial break. Backstage segment. Raw General GM Adam Pearce is on his phone saying he's got everything under control. Finn Balor walks up and says he's declaring himself for the Royal Rumble. Pearce apologizes and says the Royal Rumble is full. Balor says this isn't over and walks off. Balor bumps into Liv Morgan. Morgan asks what's going on with him and CM Punk. Punk isn't his friend or showing respect. Punk showed him up in his hometown and raised his arm like a participation trophy. Balor didn't thank them for it. Punk doesn't want Balor to become world champion. The Judgment Day does. They're his family. Balor says this isn't straightforward and wants to figure it out. Balor walks off. Sky Barnes of Toronto Raptors is at ringside. World Tag Team Champion main event Jey Uso see at ringside. The commentators say Jimmy is having some personal issues. Number one contender fair 4-way tag team match. American May Brutus and Julius Creed versus Los Americanos, Bravo Americano, Rayo Americano versus Alpha Academy, Otis and Akira Tozawa versus the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods with Grayson Waller. Referee is Danleo Fabio. Kofi Kingston will start against Bravo Americano. Bravo sends him to the corner and goes for a monkey flip, but Kingston lands on his feet. Kingston goes for a monkey flip, but Bravo lands on his feet and bows. Xavier Woods distracts Bravo. Kingston attacks him from behind. Rayo Americano distracts Kingston and Bravo takes him down. Los Americanos double team Kingston. Akira Tozawa tags in on Kingston and hits a flying Hurricanrana. Akira Tozawa sends Los Americanos out of the ring. Julius Creed turns Tozawa inside out with a clothesline. Brutus knocks the New Day off the apron. The Creeds hit Los Americanos with a stereo belly to belly over the head suplexes before knocking Alpha Academy down. Brutus hits a Brutus ball on the top of the rope. All competitors, the Creeds, then send Otis into the steps. And we'll go to commercial break. Back from the break, the Woods is taken into Tozawa. Kingston tags in. The New Day hits a wheelbarrow leg drop facebuster. Rayo breaks it up. Kingston says Rayo out of the ring. Woods tags back in. Kingston gets on his shoulders and moonsaults onto Tozawa, but Tozawa gets the knees up. Hold on a second. Okay. As I say, back to break. Woods takes it to Zawa. The Kingston tags in. New Day hits a wheelbarrow leg drop, facebuster. Rayo breaks it up. Kingston sends Rayo out of the ring. Woods tags back in. Kingston gets on his shoulders and moonsaults onto Cesaro, but Cesaro gets the knees up. Cesaro kicks Woods away. Rayo tags Woods in. Rayo stomps Cesaro. Otis isn't on the apron. Los Americanos send Cesaro to the corner. Zhao sidesteps Bravo and sends Rayo onto him. Otis is on the apron. Julius quickly punches Otis off the apron. Julius charges, but Zhao moves. Zhao boots Brutus. Bravo lifts Brutus does an airplane send. Zhao then takes him with a massive drop kick. Otis tags in and runs over everyone with a clothesline and avalanches. Julius and Bravo take back the body drops. Otis avalanches Julius, shoves Woods into Bravo, and avalanches them. Woods falls down and Bravo falls head first into Woods' crotch. Otis hits a cowbell elbow drop on Julius, but everyone breaks it up. Zhao takes it to Brutus and Kingston hits a double DDT. Rayo attacks, but Zhao hits a German suplex. Zhao then hits New Day with a suicide dive before hitting Los Americanos with one. Zhao gets in the ring and hits an American Made with it. Zhao rips his shirt off and ducks. Trouble in Paradise. Zhao hits a spin kick, and Woods distracts the referee as Wall crouches Zhao on the top rope. Otis avalanches Wall off the apron. Jade and Uso then super kicks Wall off the barricade. New Day is irate. Otis elbows Kingston and clotheslines Woods. Los Americanos hits Otis with a double drop kick. Brutus hits Los Americanos with a double back body drop over the top rope. Julius jumps off Brutus, but Otis catches him off and slams him onto his brother. Zhao tags in and hits a massive flying senton splash on Julius for the win. The winners in pinfall on Alpha Academy. Jey Uso gets up and holds up the World Tag Team Championship. Backstage interview. Jackie Redmond is backstage with WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion, the man whore. Is backstage with Women's Intercontinental Champion, the man whore Becky Lynch, being headed on Seth Rollins' Mickey wife, Mickey Lynch. Lynch says she had a monumental victory before, adding that Redmond wouldn't know about it. Redmond is wearing a Toronto Maple Leafs jacket. Lynch says she's entering the Royal Rumble, and I hope somebody will eliminate her her Irish candy ass. Quote from The Rock. Because she'll fail. Again. She's entering the Royal Rumble. The Kabuki Warriors walk up. Kairi Sane says Lynch will not win the Royal Rumble because no one is ready for Asuka. Lynch says Lynch is ready for Asuka and has beaten her before. They would have won War Games if not for Asuka. Zane goes on to relay the message. But Asuka says she's heard of her. Asuka says see you in the Royal Rumble. Zane mugs at Lynch until Asuka shouts Kairi. Hopefully Kairi will stand up. She's a tweener. She's not Kairi Zane's not really actually heel. She's a tweener. She's gonna stand up to Asuka. Now hopefully she'll get that women's kind of title and shut Becky and shut Seth Rollins' Irish candy ass bitch of a wife up for good. Yep, and AJ Styles made his WWE at Royal Rumble 2016. That was 10 years. It celebrated its 10th anniversary last Saturday of the Royal Rumble 2016. Backstage segment, AJ Styles is warming up. Javon Owens walks up and he hopes to see him on his retirement tour. Commercial break. Backstage segment. Roger and GM Anna Pierce backstage when Women's World Champion Stephanie McCare walks up. She wants Raquel Rodriguez in a fight. Pierce says if she wants to fight, she'll defend the title next week in a Philadelphia street fight. Wait a minute. Well, what if hold on, if Raquel wins the Royal Rumble, then what if Raquel Rodriguez wins the Women's Royal Rumble and this Philadelphia street fight is canceled? That won't make sense. I mean, because if she wins the Royal Rumble with the main event WrestleMania for a women's title shot, and then in the street fight the Philadelphia street fight for the Raw Women's title will be canceled. They'll cancel it. Yeah, they'll cancel it. I'm pretty sure they'll cancel it. They will cancel it and save until WrestleMania 42 in Vegas. If they had that title up for grabs, that title defended for the title they had her defend that title on Monday for Philadelphia street fight, then that would be really stupid. Because how in the world could she defend the title if she won the Royal Rumble and if she will win the Royal Rumble, and she'll have it defend against Stephanie McCare. It won't make sense. It won't make sense. The commentators run down the events of the Royal Rumble weekend. They go over the card. Division's locker room. Paul Heyman is on the phone. In the background, Logan Paul says no one can stop them. They're a well-oiled unit. They're a machine of machines. Since they have the advantage, they will make sure that none of them leaves the Royal Rumble winner. Paul says that the winner should be Braun Breaker. Bronson Reed agrees, and so does Austin Theory. Paul Heyman says that as the vision. World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk makes his entrance. The main event is next. We can go commercial break. World Heavyweight Championship, CM Punk champion versus AJ Styles. Referee is Jessica Kai. They lock up and Styles wrenches the arm and Punk twists out and wrenches Styles' arm. Punk strikes in the arm and applies a hammerlock. Styles twists out and puts a hammerlock. Punk switches into a waist lock. Styles wrenches the arm, so Punk takes him down for a 1 count. The crowd is doing dueling chants for both men. They go for test string. Styles hooks a side headlock, so Punk whips him off. Punk lowers his head and eats a kick. Styles hits the ropes, but Punk lifts him up and goes for a go to sleep. Styles gets out and goes for a calf clutcher. Punk fights him out, goes for an anaconda vice. Styles fights it and rolls him up for a 2 count. They lock up and Punk hooks a side headlock. More dueling chance for both men. Punk whips Punk off and leapfrogs him and drops down. Punk puts the brakes on and hits a pair of elbow drops. Punk checks on the back of it and kicks him in the chest. Punk drops on a knee chest for a 1 count. Punk applies a rear chin lock. Styles fights up and elbows out. Punk punches Punk and hits the ropes. Punk responds with a clothesline. Punk hits an inverted atomic drop and hits the ropes, but Styles wipes him over with a drop kick, sending Punk out of the ring. Styles finds a punch and lands on a drop apron before taking the World Heavyweight Champion out with a sliding knee to the chest. Back from the break, Styles attacks Punk in the corner and Punk flints back and reverses a whip to the opposite corner. Styles hits hard and drops the canals. Punk rests the corner as Styles gets up and approaches him. Punk punches Styles back and sends him to the ropes for a leaping heel kick. Punk follows up with a swinging neckbreaker before connecting with a high knee to the face. Punk hits a bulldog and signals it's the time for a go to sleep. Punk instead transitions for a silent wizard for a near fall. Punk stands over Styles and listens for a GTS. Styles hits a strike combo and is finishing off with a stiff lariat. Styles hits a sliding forearm to the jaw and sizes him up. Styles hits a corner with a clothesline and lifts Punk. Styles slides over and applies a hammerlock and hits a lariat for a near fall. Punk punches Styles in his face for pulling the phenomenal one up. Punk lifts him up for a GTS, but Styles blocks with a knee. Styles catches Punk with an Ishiguri for a near fall. The crowd chants, "This is awesome! This is awesome!" Styles puts Punk on the top rope. Punk then tries to fight him off, but Punk stuns him with a right hand. Styles climbs into the top ropes and hooks Punk with a head iron. Punk's head and arm. Styles goes for a suplex, but Punk grabs the top rope. Punk takes Styles down with a front suplex before coming off the top rope with a diving elbow drop for a 2 count. Punk quickly goes for an Anaconda Vice and locks it on. Styles hooks the head to get out. Punk rolls onto him, and they go for a bridge, but Styles quickly goes for a Styles Clash. Punk immediately backs Styles into the corner and hits some shoulder thrusts to the connect section. Styles quickly rolls through to a calf crusher. Punk goes for a knee, but Styles counters with a Styles Clash attempt. Punk grabs the bottom rope, so Styles knees him in the kidneys a few times. Styles goes for a sliding knee on the apron, but Punk counters and pulls him off for a GTS. Styles is down at ringside. Punk thinks about helping Styles in, but then thinks better of it. Styles beats the count at 9. Styles rolls onto the apron, but Punk pulls him in. Styles looks loopy from GTS. Punk tries to lift him, but Styles is dead weight at the moment. Punk pulls him up, and Styles rolls him up for a near fall. Styles immediately transitions into a Styles Clash. 1-2. Punk kicks out. Styles takes a moment before going to the apron. Styles goes for a phenomenal forearm, but Punk hits the ropes. Styles hits the top rope with his midsection and crashes to the mat. Punk boots Styles in the face and punches, and they trade punches in the center of the ring. They began laying out strikes and mixing slaps and knees, and Styles forced Punk with a Pele kick. After a few moments, Styles tries to lift Punk for a Styles Clash. Punk pops up and goes for a GTS. All of a sudden, Finn Balor hits a shotgun and drop kick on Punk. Winning by DQ, CM Punk. Balor knocks Punk out of the ring and hits a drop kick into the barricade. It looks like it wasn't supposed to break, but it didn't. Balor tries to again for the same result. Balor gets Punk in the ring and hits a coup de grace. Back to the rope. He hits Punk with a second coup de grace. Balor isn't finished and goes to the top rope for a third coup de grace. Balor poses as the show comes to an end. Oh, what's the matter, Finn? You mad because you're not in the Royal Rumble this Saturday? Don't need to get all butt hurt. You ruined a good match tonight. I say this is good. This is terrible for WWE. This is not gonna be a good match. This is, I mean, I think they really got this match botched. I bet you really got this match botched. We all know Natalia is gonna be in the Royal Rumble. I hope Maxine Pre gets her hands on her. I hope she gets her hands on Maxine. Hope Maxine gets her hands on her, on Natalia. She's in the Royal Rumble. So that's it. That's for everything. Now it's time for something I do all this time for my wrestling history. Now it's time for my Royal Rumble predictions. Let's see. Matches. AJ Styles versus Gunther, career-threatening match. If Styles loses, he'll be forced to retire from in-ring competition. I'm gonna say Gunther. I bet you it's Gunther because he's gonna do to AJ Styles what he did to Cena and Goldberg. And 30-man Royal Rumble match. I'm gonna I'm gonna get to the rest of the predictions for Friday on Friday Night SmackDown when I finish doing my Friday Night SmackDown review. So let's go to some wrestling history and birthdays. Let's go to yesterday, January 25th. Okay, yesterday was a happy 46th birthday to Michelle McCool. WWE Hall of Famer, the Honky Tonk Man, turns 73 yesterday. Zoe Stark, who's no longer in WWE, she turns 32 yesterday. Yesterday would have been happy 125th birthday to Rudy Dusek, a little pro wrestler. He died on October 27, 1971. And yesterday, you see some wrestling history yesterday. Mid Hudson Civic Center in Poughkeepsie, New York. Paul Orndorff and the Junkyard Dog defeated Joe Murto and Mr. X. Terry Funk with Jimmy Hart defeated Sal Gee. Mr. Morocco with Mr. Fuji defeated Paul Dosey. British Bulldogs, David Boy Smith and Diamond Kid with Captain Lou Albano defeated Gino Cabello and Terry Gibbs. Cousin Luke, Hillbilly Jim, and Uncle Elmer defeated Dr. Midnight, Steve Lombardo, and Tiger Chung Lee. And let's see, okay, Monday Night Raw, January 25th, 2016, Kevin Owens defeated Dolph Ziggler. The Dudley Boys, and this is the night after, Royal Rumble 2016. Kevin Owens defeated Dolph Ziggler, the Dudley Boys. Bubba Ray and Devon Dudley with Flo Rida defeated Social Outcast. AJ Styles in his WWE debut defeated Chris Jericho. Sasha Banks defeated a man whore Becky Lynch by DQ. Bray Wyatt with Braun Strowman, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan defeated Kane. Paige and Talia defeated Brie Bell and Alicia Fox. Kalisto Nicole defeated The Miz. Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose defeated Sheamus and Rusev with Alberto Del Rio and King Barrett. And they introduced a new World Heavyweight Champion, Triple H, who's not doing a good job in WWE. And then The Rock, we see a segment with The Rock confronting New Day, making fun of them and everything. Then we see the League of Nations, yeah. Now let's go to today's, it's January 26th. Gordon Soley today, going to be 97 today. Bob Uecker would have been, who was at WrestleMania 4 attendant. He would have been either 91 or 92 today. Sasha Banks turns, some of you know, was now Mercedes Moné in AEW. She turns 34 today. Then on WWE, then on All American Wrestling, featuring hosted by Mean Gene Okerlund, show highlights of everything. And then WCW Star Wars 86 took place on this day. Jerry Allen defeated Tommy Montana. Chris Adams defeated Gino Hernandez by DQ. Mark Youngblood defeated Jack Victory by Victory. Iceman King Parsons and Missing Link defeated Rick Rude and the Great Grappler. John Tatum defeated Brian Adeas. Bruiser Brody and Von Erichs, Kerry and Lance defeated Buddy Roberts, Michael Hayes, and Terry Gordy by DQ. for WCCW six-man tag team titles for a six-person tag team match. Sunshine defeated Missy Hyatt, countout. Bruiser Boy defeated one-man gang in a steel cage match. And on this day in 1996, a couple of movies released in theaters. Big Bullet starring Rick Moranis and Tom Arnold, my favorite childhood movie. Bed of Roses starring Christian Slater and Mary Stuart Masterson. And Josh Brolin has a supporting role in this movie. Angels and Insects starring Patsy Kensit and Kristen Scott Thomas. Margaret's Museum starring Helen Bonham Carter and Clive Russell. And a movie called Once Upon a Time When We Were Color starring Felicia Rashad, Al Freeman Jr. and Reed Leon was released theaters, a little limited release. And Screamer starring Peter Weller was released in theaters. Okay, 11:59 right now. In 2016, on Impact Wrestling, Drew Galloway, Eli Drake, Grado, and James Storm defeated Aiden English, Aiden O'Shea, Bobby Roode, Brown, Chris Melendez, Eric Young, Jesse Gars, and Robbie E. and Rockstar Spud in a Feast of Fire match. Chegre Uno defeated DJZ and Mandrews in a freeway match to retain the TNA X Division Championship. Awesome Khan defeated Velvet Sky. The Wolves defeated the DK, Abyss, and Crazy Steve with Rosemary by DQ. Matt Hardy and Rebby and Tyrus versus Jeff Hardy ended no contest in the TNA World Heavyweight Championship match. And yesterday, another one on Untold Divas. The SummerSlam engagement episode was January 26, 2016. Yeah, the bitch Natty fears come true. Alicia feels disparaged for Paige, while Cena has a surprise for Nikki. This episode was called SummerSlam Engagement. Untold Divas. So that'll do it for my show. It's midnight right now. It's January 27, 2016. 2026. 12:01. As a late chair here, she always say I like to dress up cherry checker, sing like Larry, she dance like James Brown, I like to get in the hot tub, let me sweat, let me dry, make me wet. Referring to Eddie Murphy doing an impression of James Brown Saturday Night Live back in the 80s, and every group in the 80s grew up at nights where I saw real and old school Saturday Night Live when I was little. So that'll do it for this midnight. The Godfather Soldier was swimming. Looks like Royal Rumble. Looks like it's gonna be garbage this Saturday. I bet you. So I hope I have a good morning. It's midnight. I'm out here. Peace.